Hello, beautiful and powerful beings. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm Shaman Durek. If anyone hasn't told you how much you are loved, let me be the first. I love you. I love you. I honor you. I see you. I acknowledge you. And I know how powerful you are. And that is the reason why I'm here to share with you about the post that I put up today. Now, the post that I put up today is about activating your sovereignty. Activating your sovereignty, and the reason why I put it up, because I want you to say those words, but it's very important right now in our evolution that we start embodying our sovereign energy. We start to embody who we are. So we change the dynamic structure of how things are brought into our life. You have to understand, on planet Earth, we have been manipulated and programmed to believe that the way in which we get something is by getting the approval, the validation, or the acceptance of other people. Right? And that could be family, that could be friends, that could be anyone out in the world that you think you have to meet some idea of being accepted in order to make money, in order to be valuable, in order to get love, in order to have security, in order to have foundation. And that is a bunch of malarkey. The truth is, it's about your embodiment. It's about how you show up in the world and how you feel and truly honor yourself. You see, the act of honoring oneself is the act of recognizing oneself. It's not so much about, people a lot of times will go into these self-diagnosis things, but they don't really honor themselves because they don't ask themselves. They don't talk to the part of their being that feels upset. They don't ask the questions of, if I have a headache, hey body, why do you have a headache? Hey brain, why do you have a headache? Right? We have to start learning how to engage ourselves in a beautiful way. And as we start this act of stepping into sovereignty, that means that we have to look at the outer world with more clarity and more precision. Now, let me explain to you what that means. That means what? Now, if you've read the post that I've put up, and I'm hoping that you do, so that you can say the words and activate these energies, but there's no more time to be stepping aside. There's no more time to be afraid of people being uncomfortable with your power. There's no more time to listen to people who just want to argue for the sake of winning. There's no more time to play power games with people who just want to see that they have more power than you. There's no more time to prove to people that you're a good person when they never believed it in the first place. There's no more time for you to be interacting with anyone who doesn't honor the sacredness and the privilege they have in being in your space. There's no more time in proving to someone your value and your worth and what you bring to this world, and the value that you should receive because of who you are. There's no more time to get people to acknowledge you and not misunderstand you because they are incapable of wanting to hear what you have to say to truly understand who you are, what you are in the likeness of God. There is no more time. You see, the measurement of distraction on our planet, right, has been put at an all-time high to keep you away from yourself and have you forget who you are and forget who your brothers and sisters are, right? So darkness's whole purpose is to keep people in a place of lack of forgiveness of themselves. If you ever talk to a being in the underworld or in the realm of darkness, it will tell you the reason why it doesn't feel like it can move on to the higher dimensional realms or to what we call heaven is because there's an energy there that keeps them there by reminding them of all the horrible things they did at some point when they had a physical form. So that traps these entities, and then they feel like they have to go out and get you to listen to all the things that you feel that you didn't do right. We are not on the planet of persecution and self flagellation. We are on the planet of we are taking on frequencies and energies and certain patterns that have not been lifted into the higher dimensional field. And we signed up. You signed up So there's no excuses. You signed up to come here and embody some of those frequencies until you learn how to lift their vibration and demonstrate them in a way that promotes love and kindness and generosity and prosperity and wealth and you name it, healing and all the good things that come from taking on those frequencies. And some people take those frequencies and they dwell in those frequencies. They go into to victimhood. They go into, how could life be so hard for me? Why is this happening to me? How come I'm not getting things changing for me? That's because you asked for those frequencies to come in, you channeling them into your being because you asked to lift them to a higher vibration, right? But if we keep complaining and if we keep looking and saying, well, it's not fair and this is not this and that, and I don't like this thing and I don't like that thing, we're getting distracted. Okay. And that's exactly what darkness wants. That's exactly what the lower dimensional beings want. That's exactly what people who are puppets to the darkness want. They want you distracted and they want you putting your life energy, your attention, which is valuable currency, into things that because wherever your currency goes, right, is wherever your energy goes, it expands that where it goes. So if your currency of consciousness, your attention is not on wealth and prosperity, then don't complain that you don't have it. If your attention is not on peace, then don't complain you don't have it. If your attention is not on healing, then don't complain you don't have it. If your attention isn't on love, then don't complain you don't have it. Because the universe doesn't care about how many things you did that was good in the world versus bad. It pays attention to how you direct energy. And attention is currency. So if I put my attention on you, because I love you, right? Because you're leaders of legacy, right? I put my attention on you. I put my attention on social media to create things for you so that you can continue to adapt your life in a way that supports you and supports you in a way that honors your being. If I put my attention onto my bonus children, I put my attention onto my wife, my family, my in-laws, I put my attention on to spirit and God, these things expand. These things become bigger. These things begin to grow. You understand? And so a lot of times what happens is people put their attention, which is currency, and I'm going to say it again and again until it clicks in there and begins integrating. They put their attention, which is their currency, onto things that do not bring value, things that do not nurture you, things that do not lift you, things that do not expand you, things that do not bring beautiful things into your life. You understand? So, so the thing is, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is as we're stepping into this place of sovereignty, we have to first look at where we've been putting our currency, right? Which is our attention into things. Now you have to understand on this planet, the greatest way power is directed is by creating something that makes people get upset, get hurt, frustrated, angry, disappointed, in shock. I can't believe people are doing that. I can't believe they're acting that way. All of that is a giant distraction. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Because anytime you emote energy, right? Not feelings, because feelings is sensing, feeling is knowing from the feminine wisdom. When you react, meaning emote an emotion, you are putting a huge currency into whatever it is that you are emoting about. I am not going to waste my time on planet Earth, emoting to things that to me, I know want attention so that it can become more powerful and grow. You see, it's the same thing in our world. If you are a person that everybody knows, you're considered famous, right? Because everyone knows you, right? And the reason why they have so much money is not because of the fact that they may be good at what they do or whatever it may be. In our world, it's actually because people actually have their attention on you. So it could be good intention and it could be bad intention. But in our world, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad or disgusting or vile or nasty. It doesn't matter. You're going to make money. And why in our world do we do that? Because companies, corporations want people who have eyes on them. So they think if you're eating a popsicle and there's like a million people watching you, they're going to buy that popsicle because they're going to wonder why you're eating that popsicle. This is the world we live in. Attention is currency. So if you're eating that popsicle, let's say, and you've got a million followers watching you eat that popsicle, companies like, oh my God, they're going to buy my popsicle because look at the person's eating that popsicle. This is common sense. This is common sense. Back in the old days, entertainers and people in that world used to just get flowers and acknowledgement from the people and whatever, but we changed the system. We changed the system to put value on things that entertain us in a different way than educate us. You see? Because entertainment in a world that is already depressed, because people don't want to admit their depression, they look for ways to make themselves feel better. And who makes you feel better? People who entertain you. That's why TikTok has so much value and all these reels have so much value, because people want to see things entertaining them. Okay? Back in the days, people just accepted the reality of life and they made their choices and so forth. We should put more attention on education than we do on entertainment. But in our world, anything where someone's kicking a ball across the field or slam dunking a ball or singing to you or doing a movie or being comedy or just looking fabulous in an outfit, it's entertainment. It does something to human beings. But again, what we have to do as lit leaders of legacy, and when I call you a lit leader of legacy, I want you to start living up to that truth of who you are. Doesn't mean I'm putting an expectation on you. I'm not putting an expectation on you. What I'm doing is specifically saying the truth of who you are. A lit leader of legacy doesn't mean that I have an issue with people being famous. What I do have an issue with is people using that fame to glorify themselves instead of support community. When we start acknowledging the value of importance of what it means to be a human being on planet Earth and where our attention is currency, then we realize that everything in our life that's showing up is because we're paying for it to show up with our attention. Energetically, you are a dynamic, quantum, powerful, energetic being. And being an energetic being means that every day you're giving energy out. You may not see it because energy is invisible, but it is going out. And let me tell you, there are spirits on the planet who calculate the energies that are going out and see where you're putting your energies the most, and then they go and support you in that space. So if your focus, if your energy is lack, guess what you're paying for and what will show up at your door. And let me tell you, what shows up is faster than a delivery from Amazon or any kind of place where you can buy something to be delivered to your house, because spirit literally sees the energy continuously going there and will continuously keep bringing that energy, the things that you're putting your currency on. And again, I'm going to say it for those of you who just came in. Attention is currency. So when we acknowledge that attention is currency, it's so important. And this is when you hear like wise gurus and mystics and shamans and druids and healers and people who are of the cloth of divinity talk about consciousness. Consciousness isn't just about consciousness. Consciousness is about shaping your consciousness, becoming mindful. What does that mean? It doesn't mean just being mindful. It means shaping your mind to know how and where you direct it so that your currency is buying you the things that actually are supporting you. If you're asking for money from the universe, but inside your focus is on, am I going to get it? Am I going to have enough? Your currency is still going to lack. You understand? I'm going to say that one more time for those of you in the back. If you're like, oh, I want to create more things in my life and I want to be able to open up this or have this or buy this or whatever it is that your dreams are entitling for you, which is fine, right? Every person should have their dreams, I believe. I believe that. And I'm also such a big Disney kid, so I believe that dreams do come true. But the thing is, if you're saying this, but then your mind is wondering if it's going to happen, where's your currency going? It's not doubt. And so that's what's going to show up. If you are saying, I want to create something for, bringing better things in people's lives, but your thought is, I don't have enough and, am I going to be able to survive? And if things really going to change, where's your currency going? Your currency is paying for where your attention is. It's not, I don't care if you say out your mouth, I'm an abundant being, but if in your mind and in your feelings, you have any part of your being focusing on lack, that's what's getting paid for in the universe, not the other. I don't care how many seminars, webinars, I don't care how many times you walked on fire, how many ayahuasca ceremonies you had. I don't care. I don't care if you did ibogaine. I don't care. I'm a shaman. I'm a spirit shaman. I am coming from ancient times, reincarnating over and over again to remind my brothers and sisters of pulling out the woo-woo and bringing in the true so that you can really dial in the power and authority that you were born to live by. You understand? Not by what San Juan says, or your mom, or your dad, or your uncle, your brother, your sister, your friend, somebody out there you don't even know, someone who follows you on Instagram, or some whatever relationship you were in says. Now. It's about your energy, your mind, your emotional intelligence, your ability. Someone said to me the other day, I don't feel like I have confidence. I just wanted to fall out of my chair. I had to leave. They sent me a DM. I had to reply to the DM and say, what do you say? What did you say? You don't have confidence. What did you think? Someone just come and stole your confidence in the night? Confidence is something that you decide you have. You choose it or you lose it. It's your choice. If you want to sit here and make statements out of your mouth that are contrary to your best interest, then you are what is called a abuser. So don't get upset when you see people in the world abusing and hurting people and doing things, because you are the master of abuse because you do it to yourself. And so if we want to raise the bar on what it means to see and witness the authority of our sovereignty on earth, it's not going to happen by you saying, I don't have confidence. It's not going to happen when you say, I can't figure it out. It's not going to happen when you say, I'm not good enough because I didn't do enough for the people. Or I didn't do enough. I don't feel like I've done enough. What are you talking about? This is your life. You don't got to do jack doodly for anyone. Unless you choose to. You don't owe anyone, you don't need to prove anything to anyone because you're not here to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to run around trying to get someone to love you because if they didn't love you in the beginning like I did, and some of you I haven't even met in person yet, then they obviously don't love you because it's okay. Maybe they're not at the evolution yet. Maybe they're not qualified to get into that space of a level of love that you're requiring for your being. It's okay. There are a lot of people in the world who don't like me, and that's okay. There's a lot of people in the world who won't like you, and that's okay. But if you're running around trying to people please people to get them to love you when people are at different evolutions, you are wasting precious energy. Because there is a creator called Mother, Father, God, Child God, who loves you, who sees you. You've got guides. You got ancestors. You got ascended masters. You got orishas. You got deities. You got all kinds of animal spirits and earth spirits and elemental spirits and trees and flowers and all kinds of things that love you. Why are you going to someone who is not at the capability or the functionality or the ability through their evolution to be able to love you? And boo-hoo-hoo-hoo, you that they didn't love you. Oh, they cheated on you. No, they cheated on themselves, boo-boo. Okay? No one can cheat on you. They cheated on themselves. What they did was basically say that I am not here to honor your space, honor your time, honor your divinity. So I'm going to go and put my energy somewhere else. Well, thank you for letting me know where you put your energy and get to step in. Because that means I'm calling in something on a higher level. I get tired of people calling me and telling me, oh, my heart's broken. No, your heart's not broken. Your ego is broken because you didn't get what you wanted, because God saw that what you wanted was not right for you. So move on. Stop playing in these fields. And I hear people say, oh, I have the dark night of the soul. What kind of dark night of the soul is this? Nonsense, new age nonsense coming out of your mouth. There's no such thing as a dark night of the soul. There is only you meeting with your soul with love. That's it. And if you call it a dark night of the soul, that's because you're fighting what God wants you to see to bring to love. That's it. Oh, people, shadow work. There's no such thing as shadow work. There's shadow love. It's called embracing the things you haven't brought into love. It's very simple. Look at the places inside of you that you haven't brought love to. That's all it's asking for you to do. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. People make things bigger than they have to be because they're so dramatic, and there's no need for the dramatize, because the dramatize is creating more chaos in your life. Now people say, oh, Shaman Durek, I'm doing shadow work. I said, what kind of work? What kind of work you doing? Shadow work. Oh, shadow work. Is that a job you go to? Is that some kind of, where's this place you work at? Shadow work? Where are you working? I'm confused because the last time I checked and I talked to the shadow's like, I am all the parts of yourself that you haven't given love to. So all you have to do is just simply ask, where am I not loving aspects of my being? And then the shadow love is done. Right? But if you want to spend your whole life in shadow work, like you're punching some time clock, I mean, spirituality is not about punching time clocks and meeting some demands with some boss standing over your head. So what do you call your higher self? And everyone is like running around doing like, I have to do all this work on myself. I'm sorry. No, you don't. You don't. And God never asked you to. God never asked you to. I love you. I'm sorry. But God never asked you to. And there's one thing you're always going to get with me, and it's the truth. I don't play games. I never did. I don't play it. When I was training as to be who I am today and studying other people's cultures and things, I had a lot of questions. I had a lot of bullshit meters coming. I should say boo-poo meters, if there's kids listening. I don't play games with nonsense. I'm Scorpio and I'm Capricorn. So let me give you clarity about who I am. As a Scorpio, I go deep. I'm very deep. I'm deep, 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 deep. My wife says I'm so deep sometimes that she has to take a breath to go up to get some air because I go deep, okay? And then you have the Capricorn. And the Capricorn is relentless. I don't give up. I don't give up on humanity. I don't give up on myself. I don't give up on my kids. I don't give up on anyone. And I'm about practicality. So I take the deep, 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 deep spiritual with the practicality, and I bring them together, and boom, you got Shaman Durek. And let me tell you something, darlings, okay? It's better this way, because there's a lot of people out there who are saying a bunch of things that are really just great, and some of it is, I don't know what it is, but the point is, no one has time to be fluffing with bubbles and you know, like, there's nothing wrong if you want to look at clouds and ask the spirits, hey, what is a message for me? And then you see in this cloud a certain image or whatever, and then you have to interpret that image, right? But when people start going into these other things like shadow work and dark night of the soul and bypassing and all this, I don't remember any of those things when I was the Oracle of Delphi. I don't remember any of those things when I was a tribal member in a Native American tribe as an elder. I don't remember any of those things from Atlantis when I was a teacher and a chancellor of helping people be able to come into their powers. I don't remember any of those things in ancient Mesopotamia. I never heard bypassing ever in my life. It must be something that's only for this time now. It makes no sense to me. You are able to choose whatever energy and every frequency you want in your life. And if you don't want a frequency in your life and someone thinks you should have that frequency in your life, that's on them, boo-boo. If you think for 1 second that I'm bypassing because I'm not choosing to engage in this, which is your own personal issues inside, because you don't really want me to open up the space with love. You want to play who's right, who's wrong. I'm hurt. You hurt me. I'm a victim. You're an aggressor. I don't have time for that nonsense. I don't have time for that nonsense. And the reason why I don't have time for that nonsense is because a lot of people have internalized pain and they're looking for an opponent. They're looking for someone to be an opponent. And trust me, sometimes I've been an opponent and it doesn't feel good to be an opponent because I'm like, what am I actually doing here in this conversation? Are we elevating? Are we loving? Are we improving? Or are we just going back and forth about who did what and how did what and what you did wrong and I did this wrong? And it's not about wrong. It's about growth. It's about how do we evolve? How do we create more love? How do I show up for you more? How can I listen to more and understand you more? What are the things you need from me so that you can be a better person? Here's the things that I need from you so I can be a better person. You see, we grow by the willingness to evolve, not by the willingness to shame and blame. Shame and blame, what we do on this planet, or I see what people like to do on the planet, doesn't lift the vibrational field of consciousness. It doesn't open us up to a higher dimensional field of learning. Like I'll give you an example. I was on a vacation with one of my best friends, and I got into a situation because we were clearing this entity and the spirit was like trying to take over me and it was causing all the stress in me. And I started getting into kind of a conversation that was more like nothing. It wasn't going anywhere. And my friend said to me later, I went to talk to her and apologize, for my behavior, because even though I'm a shaman, I'm also sometimes I get afflicted and I have to, pull in. And anytime you find yourself getting afflicted, and that's another thing, just because you're spiritual doesn't mean you're perfect. So there's times where I make choices that are contrary to my best interest and I just apologize. I take responsibility. So I went to apologize to my dear friend and she goes, oh, that's a poubelle, which means in the trash. She didn't even have to go into it because she's such in a higher evolved state. She was just like, oh, that was just trash. We're not even going to go into like who's right, who's wrong, what happened, how did everyone feel? No, let's just throw it in the trash and let's keep going. And that's what we did. And when we make choices in life like that, we show the acceleration of our emotional intelligence. We operate on a defined frequency that says, is it even necessary to talk about something that we already know what it was, which was like garbage? So let's just move back into love. Let's get back into a beautiful place. Let's hold a higher frequency and let's be better as human beings. And that's what it's about, you see? But on our planet, we have this, what we call collapse attitude. Collapse attitude is, I'm going to be good and you're going to be bad because you did something bad and I have to make you collapse because by your collapse, it makes me go higher. And therefore I feel better than you. And therefore I can then tell you all the things. I can feel superior over you. And then I can feel like I am like higher than you. And I am like, better than you. And you're a bad person. And that's why we don't have systems that are set up to help people to learn how to choose better, to build their emotional intelligence, to waken up their consciousness. We just condemn, persecute, and we do it to the dark realm. And because we do it to the dark realm, when it's already being done to them in the dark realm, because remember, beings in the darkness are being trapped there by their continuous energies that are in there that remind them that they're not good enough to come home to heaven. So then when we go, oh, the darkness, right? Instead of giving love to the darkness whenever it shows up, right? Then we are actually perpetuating the darkness. So guess what the darkness does to us? It then sweeps all that garbage into our world. And then all these people get hijacked and start acting out all the things that's happening in the lower dimensional realms into the physical realm. And that's the reason why we have to start being more ambassadors of love, more lit leaders of legacy. And let me tell you, a lit leader of legacy, when darkness enters, we don't go, ooh, we're so scared. We're like, what's up? Why are you here? Why are you saying those things? Those things don't represent me. Oh, really? Oh, no. That was something from my past. I don't go to my past unless I'm using my past as a reflection of what not to be from the people who were negative to me. And I use it as an opportunity to be great energy, vibration of reflection on earth of the things that I learned and alchemized into medicine. But whatever you're trying to pull me to, I'm not going into that, boo. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give you light today. I'm going to give you love today. I am giving you a powerful energy of light. And the moment you say it, boom, the light comes. Darkness is hoping that you will act like this. darkness says to you, oh, you're an idiot, you're stupid, you're dumb. Like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Remember that time when you were back in the days when you were young and no one really liked you because everyone thought you were stupid, and then you start going, oh my God, I can't believe they did that to me. And no, leaders legacy don't play that. We don't do that. We don't drink that Kool-Aid. We don't drink the self-abuse, remind me how horrible I am, remind me that I'm not good enough, remind me that I should stay a victim because everyone's out to hurt me. No, people can't hurt you. They only hurt themselves by getting dismissed out of your life because you don't play those games. You understand? Like, nobody has time to be, oh, that person hurt me. There's one person said to me, oh, that person hurt me. I said, no, they didn't hurt you. You allowed them to hurt you because you believed that they were actually hurting you. When they weren't hurting you, they were hurting themselves. All you have to do is like be a king and a queen, sit on your throne and go, I see that your actions are not warranting love, and you choose not to continue to bring love, and you continue to act in ways that are not of love. So I'm sorry, but I cannot have you in my court anymore. And that's it. Done. But if you want to operate on the field of intelligence where you say someone can hurt you, when you're the king and queen of your kingdom, then you better get off the throne because you're not ready for the throne. You see, because we don't play that as lit leaders of legacy. And the reason why I talk about being in your sovereignty right now, because your presence alone should make things come to you. Your presence alone should bring prosperity. Your presence alone should bring blessing upon you. There is no reason anyone could ever hurt you. They're only hurting themselves and dismissing themselves from your life, because anyone who's not operating in the field of love intelligence has no place in your life, period. Unless they're willing to evolve and they're willing to do something about it. And also, please remind yourself of this truth. If someone says to you, I'm going to do something about it, that's not enough for you to say, come back into my court. They have to show action speaks louder than words, boo-boo. Action speaks louder than words. I've had people say to me, oh, I'm going to go get help. I'm going to go do this and I'm going to do that. And there they are, still doing the same old thing. So you know what I say? I don't care what you have to say. I don't care about your words. Your words are like wind. They come today, they go tomorrow. What I care about is if you take action. If I see you taking action with your anger, action with your continuous lies, action with the part of your being that likes to hurt people because you just are hurting. Action because you're a person who is constantly operating in this narcissistic way of thinking that you have the right to operate the way you do. You see, I don't care so much for the words. I'm an action orientated being, a sovereign orientated action being. You understand? I look for action in my kingdom. I could say something to someone, and I can say anything to someone. It's the action. Someone can tell you they love you. Great. I know so many friends of mine who are public figures like me, and they don't answer their DMs not once, but they love all of their fans. But you won't answer your DM? You won't engage with the people who love you? You see, the new world that we're creating, we don't have time for that glorification nonsense. We don't have time for people walking around going like, yeah, I'm so amazing. Look at this new bag that I got from such and such, from Chanel. Look at me. Unboxing it. I'm unboxing my fabulousness for you all to see. I don't give a shit about your stupid bag. Nobody wants to know about your bag. What I want to know is about, do you love the people that you're talking to? Do you care about them? Are you using your power as a public figure to create, to lift other people, to create community? See, people know about me. They know that I answer my DMs. I will talk to people. I know people's husbands, kids. I get the baby pictures. I get it all. You understand? And the reason why is because when I was young, I made a promise to myself. I will never be like that. I will never put myself above the people. I will never think I'm better than anyone. I am in this with you together. People write me and say, oh, Shaman Durek, you know, my husband said hi. I said, put your husband on. Put him and say, hi, baby, what's going on? Send DMs back and forth. I don't care how popular I become. I don't care when people say, oh, now he's married into this family. He's gonna be like his head in the cloud. No, boo-boo. Head don't go in no clouds. My wife in the cloud. I'm not in the cloud. We are real grounded people, and we focus on community, love, kindness, our family, the kids. We do not focus on the nonsense. We just don't. If you look on my Instagram, you don't see me posting pictures of, about me, faces of me every day. No, I post messages to keep you lit. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't a time when I did that, you see, but I evolved. I'm not trying to act like I'm this perfect person. I'm not going to act like, oh, I didn't do that at one time where you guys saw me walk into my Porsche and doing all that kind of stuff. But you see, people, we evolve. And when we learn, we evolve. And when we take in and we integrate, we evolve. You see? And that's how we have to be. Not, oh, I can't believe I did that, and I got to hide that because I don't want people to know about that. No, honey. I used to post pictures of me on fabulous vacations. I'm walking to my Porsche, look at my fabulous house, look at my shoe collection, and I got caught up in all that. And then all of a sudden, one day, Spirit came to me and says, like, really, Durek? Really? That's why you're on planet Earth? To show off your shoes? That's why you're here? To show off your fancy watch or your car or whatever? Remember, that's not why you signed up. You signed up for community. You signed up for the people. You are the shaman to the people. You are here to remind them of how amazing and powerful and wonderful and delightful and how much God loves them. Can we get back on track, boo-boo? My guides don't play. They be coming in like, what you doing? Oh, me? I'm just, I'm just posting the pictures about my new shoes that I got given to me, sponsored to me. Yeah, we saw that. Is there a message behind those shoes that you were sharing with the community for them to grow up or go higher or see how powerful they are? No, I just wanted to show off that Shaman made it. I'm rolling. Is that supporting the community? And what are you doing with that money? Are you creating something that's going to help the community? What's going on? You want more money for what? I mean, it's great. You can have a house, you can have all these things, but remember, even if you have a house and you have cars and you have all these things, you got to give back to the community. Yes, okay, I see. Okay, we watching you now. We love you. We know you can do better than that, so do better. See, my guides don't come in. They come in like, okay, they come in like the ancestors come in. My ancestors come in. Oh, it's a whole nother level. They come in. They're just like, That's why you haven't called us in lately, because you've been doing things. So that's why we upgrade. You understand what I'm saying? We upgrade. We upgrade. And as we upgrade, we take it to a higher level, you see? Okay, that's right. You better dance in my house. Don't let me snatch you up. So the thing is, as we operate on a field of, wait a second, am I arguing with this person because I'm trying to be right? Because your ancestors and the spirits are going like, you need to be right, boo. You need a trophy. You need a trophy, boo-boo. Is that why you arguing, trying to win a trophy? You trying to get a trophy up in here? You want someone to hold a thing and say you right so you can feel good about yourself? How about have a conversation with the person and see what they're saying and see if you guys can come to some understanding of evolution? Maybe you both have different ways of looking at the world and maybe you both can educate yourselves. How about that? See, I saw that video on TikTok. How about that? Meet me outside. How about that? If you're going to meet me outside, we better meet outside for a dance party. That's the only reason why we're going to meet outside, for a hug. Because at the end of the day, we have to step in. And we step in as lit leaders of legacy with a new way of integrating intelligence into humanity. Isn't that beautiful? That's why I love you so much, because I know who you are. And a lot of times people go, "Oh, Shaman Durek, it's so nice to meet you." I'm like, I do like one of my how my Japanese friends are like, like from Chun Li, like, because like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you." "Oh, is it? You don't you know I know you? I knew you in heaven." So you ain't meeting nobody, but if you feel like you just met my avatar, okay, fine, that's fine. But my spirit already knew you. So let's get moving. Let's get popping. We got things to do. We got to lift it. We got to shift it. We got to take it to a whole nother level, because the people out there, they are doing things that we don't need to put our energy on. Because remember, like I said, remember what I said, attention is currency. So wherever your attention is, that's what you're buying. Universe is an amazing at delivering packages. And so y'all better put your attention and your currency on things that you desire in your life, not the things you don't desire. Like, don't be asking for money when you thinking money ain't gonna come, because you're gonna get no money because you don't think money's gonna come, because that's where your currency went. We gotta start being those sovereign beings. So the post that I put up today is about activating your sovereignty. So I encourage you. I'm not going to tell you what to do, because I'm not in that. You have your own free will. All I can do is share my love with you. You decided you want to show up and listen to that love and take in the things that I put up there for you, or not. It's your choice. Like, I had a beautiful lit leader of legacy write me the other day. He did the Tasai Shen money thing that I have on my post, and all this money came into his life. So either you do the things that I put in the post or you don't. That's your choice. It's all on you, boo. But remember, it's there for you if you need it, because I love you. Okay? And if you see me out and about, don't play this game like, "Oh, that's Shaman Durek and he's with his wife, and oh, I don't know if I want to say anything to them." No, you come up and you say hello. Okay? Because we want to know the community. We want to know you. We want to understand you. We want to be able to show up in the right way for you. And we can't do that if you're hiding under a rock. Okay? All right? Okay. So now that I gave you all my love and blessings, let's see who wants to go live. Let's go. Let's see who wants to go live. Let's go live. Let's go live. No one. Okay. Well, then, if no one wants to go live with me, then we will end this. What is this? What does that say? Oh, there is a request to go live. Oh, sorry. Let's see who's requesting. I don't know, like all of the comments just stopped all of a sudden. Hello, darling.
Hello. Hey, I'm at the gym, but I'm gonna run to a corner really quick. Oh, what a blessing. I haven't been on in a while, and I just jumped on in my car, and here we are. Bada bing, bada boom. Of course, you're talking about exactly what I needed to hear.
Pushed it, and there you are.
Yeah, beautiful.
So how can I support you, darling?
Yeah, so when I jumped on, you were literally saying everything, of course, that I needed to know at this time, and I appreciate that. I want to kind of piggyback off it if possible.
Of course.
I just drove up here to the Midwest for a friend's wedding. She's one of my dearest friends, and I realized that her to-be partner is using heavy drugs. So specifically,
that's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, and I've realized that this has kind of been a pattern in my life. My parents used to use heavy drugs. Friends all around me for a long time, you keep going into like these patterns. And so I've never done heavy drugs like this at all, but I'm wondering, like, maybe this is something that I'm supposed to be digging more into to help my community around me, or is it just me bringing awareness to people to help them get off of the drugs? And it's been a on and off pattern with me for years, because I'm trying to dive into helping more, and then it always comes back to like people who are alcoholics or using drugs, and I'm like, okay. So with that being said, I'm in a battle right now with myself and everyone, just because like where I stand and what I support is not, I don't support someone who uses heavy drugs. I don't want to be affiliated with people who are in that community. And I know
You
deep
have
down.
you have every right to choose the frequency in which you choose to engage with within your field of intelligence. Now, what we have to understand is if this is something that has happened in your childhood and is showing up again, what it comes down to energetically is for you, there's a part of your being that is it's about coming into an acceptance of each person's place where they choose to be, and it's not you can either choose to engage and say, okay, I'm going to be a person who's going to uh help people to come out of that place. But here's the reality, and this is something I always say to people: you will always know your path by what you had to go through, right? So that's how spirit prepares you. So spirit starts when you're young. All the things that irritated you, all the things that got under your skin, all the negativities, all the things that hurt you, made you feel disgusted, made you feel how could they abandon me? They did this, they did that, they did blah 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 blah. Is is governing you into what it means to be of service. And those are your teaching mainframes, okay?
Mhm.
Which we call your alchemy, right?
Okay.
So part of you that has a choice, you can go in two ways. You can go one way, which is I'm going to be anti-drug and stand and help people to start choosing better choices and make better choices. And I'm going to create structures that support that. Or I'm going to learn about the art of acceptance and realize that everyone
Mm.
what they want for themselves. And the reason why I keep seeing it is an opportunity to get out of my judgment with it, to get out of the place that irritates me with it, and to come into acceptance. Because, like, I'll use myself for instance, right? I did drugs when I was young because I grew up in a very abused family and I was molested and I was, had a lot of horrible things happen to me. And so, because I was a sensitive soul, not a soul that was like, oh, yeah, I can be tough and have tough skin. My sister was the tough skin one. I was the sensitive kid. I cried for everything. Right. And so, because I went through so much pain and so much abuse and so much molestation from my babysitters and things like that, I couldn't handle the onslaught of pain. And so I went to drugs. And drugs was like my medicine to keep me from having to feel all the pain that I wasn't ready to deal with. And then when I got into my training deeper, I remember one day my elder said to me, "So you're on drugs today while you're in training?" As a and I was like, yeah. They're like, okay. They're like, but this is going to help you. You're going to have to confront that because in order for you to be the shaman you're going to be, you're going to have to feel. And in order to feel, you're going to have to feel what's in the way of you feeling. And that was
Mm.
the pain that I went through. So in order to do that, I had to get off drugs. So I had to go up into the mountains and literally purge my system of all of these things in order to better my life. And it helped me help so many people get off drugs because I've been there. I know what it's
Mm.
like. I tasted it, I smelt it, I experienced it. And so therefore it's easy for me to help someone to come out of it, of any kind of addiction for that matter. But sometimes in life, it's not about you helping. Sometimes it's about you just learning the art of acceptance.
Mm. Yeah.
And that could be the
That.
thing that's actually been holding you back. Now, let me see what the spirits have to say about that because I just say what I say, but now I want to hear what they say. Spirits, what's your thoughts? Aha, yeah, it's tethering you. So I was correct. So
Mhm.
they said it's tethering you because when you're not in a place of acceptance, it hurts you. It gets under your skin. It makes you upset. It makes you angry and disappointed. And when
Mhm.
that energy gets in you, the darkness comes and they're like, yay,
Mhm.
he's holding a low vibrational field. We can take her lower.
Mhm.
What it does is it blocks your blessing because then you start looking at the world and people and you start going, what's wrong
Mhm.
with people? Why are they doing
Mhm.
things? Why can't people just understand that it's not necessary to do that? And that becomes, and if you listen to what I was saying earlier, that attention on our planet is the strongest currency, right? That's what you're paying for. So you're
Mhm.
paying for more reasons to not want to spread your wings and open up your heart and expand your energy and be this vibrant being that you are, because you're being bombarded with, why would I want to open myself up in this world with everyone acting crazy, right?
Mhm.
You're going to keep building more towers, more buildings around your energy field, which is going to block blessing, limit you from having the things that you so desire.
Mhm. Yes, 100%. I feel it too. And it's definitely, I literally just got off the phone with my father and that kind of energy. And I'm like, wow, I keep, you know, feeding into this when I know this isn't the vibration I want to be in.
Yeah, but the only reason why it's showing up in your field, and so here's the funny thing, it is the vibration you want to be in because that's where you keep putting,
Oh.
right?
Mhm.
But if you
Okay.
come to
Mhm.
acceptance and you're like, well, it's your free will, you can choose how you want to live your life.
Mm.
Why this is actually calling you. It's not for me, but I still
Mhm.
love, but I'm not gonna if anyone wants to be with me in a relationship or be in my circle of friendships, that's not gonna be okay for me in the
Mm.
way I operate. But if that's what you want to do, I still love you. It's just I know what works for me energetically, right?
Mhm.
Happens is you start moving away from looking for what's wrong and you start focusing, where do I want my attention on so that I can put currency into that and call that in. And that's
Mhm.
juicy stuff, right?
Yeah.
That makes life go like, oh my God, I'm so happy I lived, I'm alive, right?
Mhm.
Not, oh my God, God, what is wrong? Why is everyone doing things that are so contrary to who they are? Like, seriously, people, can't you figure it out? And then it becomes more about judgment. It becomes more about frustration. It comes more about disappointment. And really, what it comes about, and I'm going to give you the big one, it comes into the idea of, I can't save them.
Mhm. Yep. I know. And I know it's been a battle my whole life of trying to save people and do all the things that, we're supposed to do. So it's a practice. And this is absolutely another confirmation on the mindset that I've been trying to work on and everything.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
let's get rid of the word, it's a practice. Don't even write that out,
Okay.
okay?
Mhm. Mhm.
This is a fundamental truth.
Mm. Yeah.
Forget, we're so practicing all the time. People are like, Ramen. I'm a practicing practitioner. I'm practicing this. No, you're not. You are embodying it as a principle in your life. So you are embodying this principle as
Mm.
in your life. The same way you embody brushing your teeth, the same way you embody washing your hair, the same way you embody getting in a shower, you made it a part of your ritual of living. It is
Mm.
practice. We don't practice things. That's what we were taught in school through the matrix. That's how they program us, right? In this idea that we have to keep going over things and practicing in order to get it right. No, we are sovereign beings of infinite potential. We can just download knowledge and truth
Mm.
and embody it like bada boom, bada bang, as you said earlier. If you use the words that describe that which you are bringing into your life, you understand? When you
Mm.
make, like today, you know what? I'm done judging people. I'm done. I made that decision one day. I remember I was at this amusement park called Great, something like this. And I saw this person, and mind you, I used to be very overweight, and I lost all the weight. I went to the gym, and I like worked on my body, and and I'm going to this amusement park, walking to this roller coaster with a friend, and I see this really bigger, heavier set guy eating an ice cream cone, and the first thing came into my mind was like, wow, you really think you want to get bigger by eating that ice cream cone? And I went, and my friend was like, what's wrong? I was like, I judged someone. I have to look at why I judge them. So I sat down on the bench. I sat down on the bench and I said, why did I judge that person? And I heard, because I was bigger and overweight, and I was upset with myself for being way. So now I'm upset with everyone I see who's overweight. And Spirit said, "That's not the way to do it. You have to accept where he's at and just accept him." And then I started reading, where else am I judging people? Where else am I creating judgment? And why? And for what purpose am I scared of seeing? Like, what am I afraid to see? And so when I realized that judgment was just fear of seeing or being or having something show up in front of me, I could just let people be who they are. And I started listening to this song from the Beatles called Let It Be, Let It Be, Let It
Yeah.
Be, whispering words of wisdom, let it be. So I started
Mhm.
living my life for 1 year of just letting everything, people be who they want to be. People want to yell. I was like, oh, you just want to yell? Okay, you want to yell, right? I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not going to go, I'm not, I'm just going to let it be. Oh, you're doing that? Oh, you doing that? Oh, you doing that? You doing that? You doing that? Oh, I'm just gonna let you be.
Mhm.
You know what it did? It changed my life.
Mm.
It made me more aware of my relationship with creation, with nature, with my body, with myself, with my community. And it helped me to hone in on where my energy was going. And I didn't realize it was going out to all the other people. And that's why everything was so chaotic in my life.
Mm.
Hmm?
Mhm. Yeah, I resonate hard. I appreciate you. Absolutely. I'm so happy that I got to jump on. Yeah,
Love you, sweetheart.
amazing. Oh, mhm. I don't know how to end this thing, but
Oh, you
I
just put
appreciate you. Vex.
there's a little, there we go. There we go. Okay. So it's 7:53. Dinner's at 8. I could probably do one more, but it can't be super crosser. Let's say here. I'm down for a meet outside for a hug. Absolutely. Oh, hello, hello, hello.
I didn't think I was gonna come in here. I'm eating right.
Well, you can't. I want to go live and then, think that. You know what I do is I have all these people who want to go live and I just randomly select and then it just happens. So spirit's choosing. My finger just moves where spirit tells me to push.
I'm happy though. I'm happy. I've been waiting so many times to go live with you.
So how
Uh,
can I support you, my love?
yes. What I mainly want to know is what has prevent me from like abundance when it comes to money.
Okay, so you have an issue with money. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, no. I'm telling you, you have an
Oh,
issue with money. You feel that money causes pain. So you associate what is going on with these messages? They're not even coming up, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to do it. Anyway, you have an issue with what has money has caused you pain. So when you think of money, you don't think of money as this joyful, loving, like supportive thing. You see it as a place where people are going to either be deceptive or argue or create problems within structures of relationships that creates a vision for you that goes against you calling in money. So it seems more like a burden, feel like an expansion. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is what was the thing in your life that you saw where people had money that caused some disruption that made you feel uncomfortable?
I'm guessing my parents.
Guessing? We don't guess it, leaders. You already know. So say what it is and let's move forward.
But yeah, I would say my parents
And why is that?
because I don't want to cry. um, they they saw money like a burden. You have really strong energy. um,
All I am is a reflection of you, my dear. So you have really strong energy. Don't be trying to put it over here on me because I'll just put it right on you.
I love your energy. Um, but yeah, they saw it as a burden. They struggled a lot. And, it was just, it was a lot of things
It was
with them. Yes.
that money did this to my family, right? And that's the pain you're carrying inside. And that's why money that's why it's a challenge for it to come in, because you have to understand money is vibrational field, and currency comes from attention. We were talking about this earlier. I've been saying this today through this whole entire life is, attention, where you put your attention, right? Like if you were to focus on flower, or focus on money, or focus on love, wherever you put your attention on, that's what your currency is paying for in your life, because everything on this planet is about exchange of energy, right? So we every day get a full amount of attention, and where we put it is where the universe goes and brings stuff to us. So if you're like, oh, I want money, but then your attention is in the past, because you're still living in the past of what you saw your parents suffer from, no money coming to you, right? Because you're not putting your attention on a new understanding of money. You're not putting your attention on the reason why they went through that is because their attention was not in the right place. So you have to forgive them for not knowing and having the spiritual wisdom or clarity or understanding of where their attention was. Because if their attention was on wealth, prosperity, and abundance and love through that energy, money would have showed up in their life, and you wouldn't be having this conversation with me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But you also have to understand too that our system in the world is so interesting. I'm going to say interesting. I'm going to say interesting. And the reason why it's interesting, because in our world, in our system is built on the concept of making people feel a certain way about themselves so that they create a certain thing for themselves, right? That's how
Yes.
our works. That's what music is about. That's what TV is about. That's what songs are about. That's what anything that takes your attention and that's what racism is about. That's what all of it's about. It's about convincing someone that they're not worthy, and the fact that they believe that their attention is on that unworthiness, and therefore they get unworthiness.
Mm-hmm.
Because the system knows how energy flows. And so all they have to do is get human beings to direct the energy in an incorrect way, right? And anybody who is like shamans and mystics and witches and sorcerers and druids and healers and all kinds of astrologists and people are realizing, oh, wait a second, I see what they're doing. They're redirecting people's energy in the wrong way for them so that they create horrible things in their life. And we come in and we're like, oh, no, no, no. That's why they wanted to kill us off, because they know that we are going to direct that energy to the right place. So I just heard the dinner bell. I have to go to dinner. But what I will say is this, is that you have the capacity to change that. But you first have to forgive them for not knowing. And you have to start practicing the art of maybe even put a poster up in front and say, it's something that says with money all over, and it says, put your attention on me today. Maybe you need to create a dream board that says, put your attention on me. Every day you wake up, you have this thing and say, put your attention on me. And all day you put your attention on money coming into your life, abundance, this and that, and watch what happens. I bet you will send me a DM and say, Shaman Durek, it changed. Okay?
Thank you.
I look forward to hearing from you soon. I'm looking forward to seeing this dream board so I can post it up on the stories. I'm looking forward to seeing you wealthy and prosperous and having everything your heart desires, because God wants it for you. I want it for you. The divine beings want it for you. So now it's time for you to want it for you. Yeah?
Yes. Thank you.
I love you, sweetheart.
Love you too. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Don't know why the comments have just stopped all of a sudden, but I can't see what people are writing. It's unfortunate. But anyway, I love you all so much. I will post this on my page next to the post that I put for you to do the sovereignty activation. I don't see what everyone is writing. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it wants me to look at the requests. I don't get it. Anyway, I'm not understanding that. But what I will say is this: I'm so grateful to be of service. I'm so grateful to love you. If you didn't get picked today, you'll get picked another day. Remember, you are divine, and it's time for you to step into your sovereignty, and it's time Excuse me. And it's time for you to recognize how powerful you are every day in every way, and no more nonsense. Send me a DM. I love you. I will speak to you soon. Have a beautiful moment wherever you are now. Love you.